Good morning. Let's start the daily discussion on current affairs. Classroom. Join college. Okay, let's start the daily discussion. The first topic that we will take up today is regarding promotion of regional language by utilizing the primers. Recently, Central Board of Secondary Education (CBSE) instructed all its schools to make use of educational material which will focus on learning in one's mother tongue and encourage multilingual education. Okay. CBSE emphasizing on promoting regional language in learning. In the recent circular of the CBSE, in line with the National Education Policy 2020 and the National Curriculum Framework 2022, which emphasize teaching and learning in children's mother tongue, regional and local language. National Council for Educational Research and Training. Okay. And the Indian Institute of Language have collaborated to produce a series of 52 entry-level primer tailored to various mother tongues and local languages spoken across India. The CBSE has said that these primers should be used to aid students in acquiring and mastering language skill early on, particularly if their mother tongue or local language is not the medium of instruction in schools. 52 Primer Initiative. The 52 primers are short textbooks in Indian languages. It's going to be a transformational step for young learners, because so the young learners are going away from their mother tongue. Okay, so developed by the Department of School Education and Literacy in pursuance of National Education Policy 2020. Features: it forms a basal reader for the local language. It introduces numerals to the kids of the Balbatika and the Anganwadi. It gives impetus to adult literacy programs. It helps in pronunciation and comprehension of letters. Okay. Language. It helps in pronouncing letters of the alphabet and symbols of language. It helps children to become familiar with the meaning of one or more sets of letters made through their combination in initial, medial and final position in a word. So these will definitely create interest among the children regarding the use of different words in their own mother tongue. Utilitarian importance. It will initiate an inspirational journey for young minds, paving the way for deeper understanding, lifelong learning, more familiarity and rootedness in indigenous culture, and greater success in academics and beyond. Okay, so due to challenges, okay, due to challenges of multilingual teaching, like availability of skilled teachers for teaching in local languages, this primer will help in teaching children from 3 to 8 years of age in their local language at the foundational stage. The Bhutia, Bodo, Garo, Kandesi, Kinnaur, Kuki, Manipuri, Nepali, Sepra and Tulu are some of the languages the primer are available in. Importance of regional language. Regional languages encapsulates traditions, folklore and centuries-old wisdom, fostering a connection to cultural heritage. To nurture young minds through linguistic diversity. Impact on cognitive development. Multilingualism enhances cognitive development, challenging the brain and stimulating problem solving skill and creativity. Holistic intellectual toolkit. Language learning provides a holistic intellectual toolkit extending beyond language proficiency to encompass cognitive flexibility. To foster a sense of belonging, language fosters belonging by creating a shared space where students feel acknowledged and valued. To embrace cultural diversity in education, emphasizing regional language in education connects students with diverse cultures and preserves traditions. Impact of NEP 2020. The implementation of the new education policy 2020 in India promotes education regional languages to preserve cultural heritage and enhance cognitive understanding. Next is a topic in science and technology. CRISPR-CAS9 gene editing clinical trial treating cases of inherited blindness. The CRISPR-CAS9, a human gene editing tool, was used to treat people with a rare form of inherited or congenital blindness. The CRISPR-Cas9 and inherited blindness. The clinical trial was named the Brilliance with 14 participants, 12 adults and 2 children. They suffered from a rare form of inherited blindness known as the Leber congenital anorexia, in which the first to use gene therapy to treat children who had been born with a form of blindness. The study tests how well participants could see colored lights, navigate a small maze in varying amounts of light, and read from a chart after receiving the treatment. The participant in the study received a single dose of a CRISPR gene therapy called the EDIT-101. The treatment cut out the mutation of the CP290 and insert a healthy strand DNA back into the gene, which restore normal function of the protein CP290, allowing the retina to detect light. So once the retina start detecting light, other things will be to some extent become normal for them. Okay, so finding 11 out of 14 participants experienced improved vision overall, with 6 participants having major improvement and could identify objects and listen on a chart. The EDIT 101 caused no serious adverse side effect in participant. Some participants reported mild adverse effect which resolved quickly. Okay. EDIT 101 caused no serious side effects. Cluster regularly, irrespective interspeed short palindromic report. It is the short form of the CRISPR-Cas9. It is a gene editing tool and is a precise way of altering DNA. It cuts out specific strands of DNA and replaces them with new strands. The CRISPR, it is a DNA targeting part of the system which consists of an RNA molecule or guide designed to bind to specific DNA bases through complementary base pairing. Cas9, it stands for the CRISPR associated protein 9 and is the nucleus part of the cut the DNA. The CRISPR-Cas9 system, the technology was adapted from a naturally occurring genome editing system used by the bacteria as an immunodefense. They help the organism recognize and fight off similar viruses in the future by taking like an immune system. Recognition in 2020 that Emmanuel Charpenter and Jennifer A. Duda were awarded Nobel Prize in Chemistry for discovering the CRISPR-Cas9. Application: researchers use CRISPR to edit DNA precisely and can be used for various purposes: treating genetic disease, creating drought resistant plants, modifying food crops, de-extinct projects, etc. Future scope: as of now, only one CRISPR treatment has been approved for clinical use, that Casgravy, available in the UK, USA, UK and European Union since 2023. Ongoing clinical trials: other CRISPR therapy are being tested. Okay. Ongoing clinical trials. Other CRISPR therapy are being tested for HIV/AIDS, diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular disease, and antibiotic resistance, with more than 200 people being treated with experimental CRISPR technology. Next is the globalization of Indian legal industry. The article provides a critical analysis of the recently notified rules for registration and regulation of foreign lawyers and foreign law firms in India 2022 that allow foreign lawyers to set up their offices in India or some limited purpose. The rules have been notified by the Bar Council of India. The globalization of the Indian legal industry, broadly it is called as the insulation, was insulation was partially due to suitability of Indian lawyers for applying law according to India's socio-economic values. India has become a prominent center of cross-border commerce, thus globalization of the legal industry became inevitable. The Bar Council of India emphasized that the world is increasingly interconnected and refers to the need for the legal profession in India to adapt accordingly. Functions: authorized for foreign lawyers according to the new regulations. Under the new rules, registered foreign firms and lawyers can engage in transactional of corporate work such as joint ventures, merger, acquisition, and intellectual property matters on a reciprocal basis. They can now advise and appear in international arbitration cases conducted in India, irrespective of whether foreign law may or may not be involved. However, foreign lawyers cannot appear before Indian courts, tribunals, and statutory authority. They cannot appear. They can give consultancy only. Okay, under the new rules, registered law firms and lawyers can engage in transnational corporate work such as joint ventures, merger, acquisition, and intellectual property matters on a reciprocal basis. They can advise and appear in international arbitration cases conducted in India, irrespective of whether foreign law may or may not be involved. However, foreign lawyers cannot appear before They can so previous restriction foreign lawyers practice in India, and now have the new rules change this. The Supreme Court of India has prohibited foreign lawyers from practicing law in India in either litigation or on non-litigation sites. The court limited their involvement in international arbitration cases to temporary visit to India. However, the Bar Council of India rules indicate a broader scope for foreign lawyers, albeit within a heavily regulated structure. Long-term benefit of these new rules: enhancing access for Indian lawyers. The reciprocity requirement can ensure that Indian lawyers receive increased access to the legal profession in foreign jurisdictions. This could enable a sustained exchange of know-how, skill, and expertise between lawyers across jurisdictions. Fostering competition and opportunities. The entry of foreign firms in India will increase competition. This will lead to more job opportunity for Indian lawyers, fostering a better work culture and remuneration. This will also incentivize competing stakeholders to improve the quality of their services. Economic leadership. So this will likely to benefit not just for the legal Indian legal community, but also for Indians' ascent as a leading economic power. Risk posed by these new rules: regulatory disparities. So, difference in regulations between Indian and foreign law firms in their home country can create unintended distortions. Advertising restrictions. Although Indian lawyers are barred from seeking clients through advertising, such limitations are less likely to be present in other legal systems. Difference in ethical guidelines. The ethical guidelines for foreign qualified lawyers may vary from those in India, leading to uncertainty about which set of rules apply in a transaction or arbitration context. Monetary capabilities of foreign firms. Certain multi-jurisdictional law firms which offices in various countries may have greater monetary capabilities than their Indian counterpart. This will make it difficult for the Indian firms to compete. How is the Bar Council of India addressing these benefits and this? The Bar Council of India has imposed stringent restrictions requirement on foreign entrants and excludes them from that litigious works. They are also engaged in dialogue with critics to carefully balance the benefit of risk. This demonstrates a consultative approach to decision making. Then the chlorophyllene. The U.S. State Department has accused Russia of using a chemical weapon, chlorophyllene, against Ukraine forces, which violates the Chemical Weapon Convention. About this, so this chlorophyllene is a toxic organic compound. It is listed as a banned choking agent by the Hague-based Organization for the Pollution of Chemical Weapons. It is manufactured by the chemical reaction involving sodium hydrochloride, which is dilute form of called this bleach, and nitromethane, common industrial solvent. It can also be made by combining chloroform with nitric acid, which yield chlorcyprine and water. It is a colorless to yellow oil liquid. Its chemical is an irritant like a tear gas. It has a strong irritation odor and can enter the body through the breathing, swallowing, or skin contact. Chlorophyll is used widely as a chemical compound for various purposes. It serves as a fungicide, herbicide, insecticide, miticide, and antimicrobial agent. It has been used as a warfare agent during the World War One, but now it is no longer authorized for military use. It is been banned. Chlorprecipitin causes severe irritation into the eyes, skin, and respiratory and gastrointestinal tracts. The potential effects including eye damage, burn the mouth, esophagus and stomach, shortness in breath and nausea, dizziness and bruised skin discoloration. Severe exposure can lead to pulmonary edema, which may be fatal. Chlorprecipitin is highly toxic and carcinogenic, and it may affect the developmental and reproduction health through the chronic exposure. Then next is about the secure IoT. IIT Madras startup Mind Group Technology has launched Secure IoT, India's first microcontroller chip, which is cheaper and more efficient. Running at 700 MHz, Secure IoT is 30% cheaper than other chip and offer high performance, versatility, and security features. It aims to bridge the gap between premium and budget option in embedded system with potential global interest. It enhances India's semiconductor self-sufficiency. Mind Group's chip power various devices from wearable to smart city system infrastructure, promoting innovation and local protection. What is the microcontroller chip? A microcontroller chip is a small chip is a small integrated circuit that combines the function of a central processing unit, memory, input, output port, and other peripheral into a single chip. It is commonly used to control and manage electrical devices ranging from simple household appliances to complex industrial machinery. Supreme Court directive on promoting product in media. The Supreme Court has demanded that advertisers must provide self-declarations to confirm the accuracy of their product claiming before advertising in the media, aiming to protect consumer from deceptive marketing. This ruling was promoted by a case involving misleading advertising by the Patanjali Ayurveda. About the Supreme Court directive on promoting product in media, Supreme Court directed the advertisers to submit self-declarations affirming the accuracy of their product claims before promoting them through the various media channels. Implementation plans. To enforce this directive effectively, advertisers are mandated to adhere to the Cable TV Network Regulations Rules 1994. Advertisers must upload their self-declarations on the information Okay, a similar portal for print advertisers will be established within a 4-week time frame. Responsibility of the promoters. The Supreme Court has emphasized on the responsibility of social media influencers, celebrities, and public figures endorsing the product. They have been asked to possess sufficient knowledge about the product they promote and to ensure that their endorsement are not contributing to deceptive advertising practices by the company. Enhance consumer protection measures. Recognizing the importance of consumer empowerment, the court has directed the center to establish a clear and accessible procedure for filing complaint against misleading advertisement. Consumers are entitled to be informed of the outcomes of their complaint, ensuring transparency and accountability. Government action. The Ministry of Health has been directed to furnish data regarding complaints received by the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India pertaining to misleading advertisement and misbranding of foods and health products. This transparency aims to bolster consumer trust and regulatory effect in the realm of product advertising and marketing. West Nile fever in Kerala. The Kerala government has recently issued warning in the state regarding the West Nile fever, a viral illness spread by the mosquito. It is a fever is caused by West Nile virus, which is single-stranded RNA, Natural host bats serve as the primary host of the West Nile virus. This fever was initially discovered in a female resident of the West Nile region in Uganda in 1937. The fever spreads through Culex mosquito bites. It can infect human, birds, mosquito, horse, and certain other mammals. Currently, there has been no reported case of human to human transmission. Lack of vaccine. There is currently no vaccine available for the human against the West Nile virus. Hickey's Bengal Gazette, the World Space Freedom Day, May 3, India remember Hickey's Bengal Gazette, the country's first newspaper. It is the first newspaper in India, the Hickey's Gazette. Launched in 1780 by the James Augustus Hickey in Kolkata, it highlighted government corruption and civics issue but faced closure due to lawsuit. It was a weekly English language publication that faced closure in 1782, launched in 1780 and closed in 1782 after criticizing Governor General Warren Hastings. Despite its short lifespan, it paved the way for journalism in India, inspiring future publications and promoting freedom of the press in India. Coming to the discussion of the question, discuss the significance of India's acceptance of the Armistice Accord and its implication for the country's space policy. Okay, the Artemis Accord led by NASA set a framework for international cooperation in the exploration of outer space, primarily concerning the Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the moon. Recently, India has accepted these accords, marking a significant evolution in its space policy. Okay, so recently, India has accepted these accords, making a significant evolution in its space policy and engagement with global partners in space exploration. Significance of Indian acceptance, global recognition and visibility. By signing the Artemis Accord, India further bolsters its position in the global space community, showcasing its willingness to follow globally recognized space law norms. Okay, so global space community showcasing its willingness to allow or follow global recognized space laws and norms, thus enhancing its international visibility. A shift in international alliance, the acceptance reflects a shift in India's space alliance, aligning more closely with the US-led alliance, which signifies India's readiness for the enhanced collaboration in space exploration. Strengthening national space capability, participation in the alliance allow India to enhance its national space capabilities with potential benefit from technology sharing and collaboration with other nations, contributing to the growth of the domestic space industry. Suitable space exploration. The Accord emphasizes peaceful and sustainable exploration of the space, accepting them align with India with these principles, reinforcing its commitment to avoiding harmful interference and ensuring transparency in the operation. So implication of the Indian space policy, so because India is emerging as a space program, space power right now. Evolution of space policy aligning with the Artemis Accord will require evolution and adjustment in India's space policy to mirror the principles set by the Accords, emphasizing transparency. Okay, so access to advanced technology. As a part of the US-led alliance, India stands to gain access to advanced space technology and capabilities, supporting its mission related to moon landing, planetary exploration, and the establishment of the space station. Strategic diplomacy. Diplomatic landscape becomes more complex with India needing to maintain a careful balance between its new alliance and the traditional strong ties with Russia in the space sector. Commercial space sector. The accords promote commercial participation in the space exploration. This could stimulate India's burgeoning commercial space sector, encouraging private entity to engage in space-related activities. Resources utilization. The accord allow for the use of space resources. This could influence India's future mission, allowing it to plan for mission aimed at exploring resources on the moon, Mars, and the asteroids. Concern associated with the development. Over-reliance on external technology. While collaboration offers many benefits, an over-reliance on external technology could potentially restrict India's ability to independently develop and sustain its own space technology and capabilities. Potential loss of autonomy. As India aligned with the US-led alliance, there could be concern about a potential loss of autonomy and decision-making power in shaping its space program. Impact on existing partnership. Decision could strain India's existing partnership, particularly with Russia. It could be crucial for India to manage these relationships effectively. India's endorsement of the Artemis Accord reflects its commitment to space exploration, best practices, and opens new pathway for collaboration. However, this move requires delicate navigation of diplomatic relationship and a careful balance of independence and collaboration. With a considered approach, India can leverage its opportunity to accelerate its space program and solidify its position as a significant player in the global space exploration. Then come to the MCQ. Consider the following statement regarding the CRISPR-Cas9. CRISPR-Cas9 edit gene by cutting the designed DNA and allowing natural DNA repair processes to take over. Okay, that is CRISPR are short DNA sequence found in the genome of the eukaryotic organism. It cannot be used in obtaining biological organ for transplantation. So only one is correct, and answer is A. With reference to the West Nile virus, consider the following statement: the Anopheles species of mosquito acts as a principal vector. No. The virus directly affects the respiratory tract of the human beings. The virus is spread through human to human transmission. Here also all the three are incorrect, because so none is correct option here. Okay, so then consider the following statement about the National Health System Resource Center. It was established under the National Rural Health Mission. It prepares national health account estimates. So here both 1 and 2 are correct. Consider the following statement of the HELPLINE Bengal Gazette. It was the first newspaper published in India, right? It was established by James August Hickey in 19th century. No, it was the year was specifically mentioned. It was in the 18th century. So 1780 it was established on 18th century, not 19th. So 2 are correct. So only 1 is correct. 2 is incorrect. In India, the Sarna code refers to the religious and cultural practices of indigenous tribal community that worship nature. Which one of the following constitutional provisions support the recognition of Sarna as a separate religion? This is Article 25, right to freedom of religion, 25 to 28. Which one of the following brain region is responsible for the regulating body temperature and can be affected by schizophrenia and some anti-psychotropic medications? It is the hypothalamus. Consider the following statement: Brazil, China, India, and USA account for 60% of the world's plastic waste. Correct. So, plastic waste management amendment rules implemented by the India do not cover plastic bottle and multi-layer packaging such as the milk carton. Here both 1 and 2 are correct. So the following statement: microcontroller chip typically integrate the CPU, memory, and various peripherals on a single chip. Microcontroller chips are primarily used in high performance computing application. Microcontroller chips do not require any external component to function. Microcontroller chips are only programmed using specialized hardware and cannot be programmed via software. So here only 1 is correct. Consider the following statement: health is officially defined by the World Health Organization as free from disease or infirmity. That is wrong. India has no law covering end of life care. The Supreme Court has interpreted a right to die with dignity as a fundamental right under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. So 2 and 3 are correct. Consider the following statement regarding the Council of India (BCI). The Bar Council of India rules for registration of the first that regulation of foreign lawyers and foreign law firms in India 2022. Under the BCI rules, the Bar Council of India rules, foreign lawyers are allowed to appeal to the Indian courts, tribunals, statutory authority. That is wrong. Under the BCI rules, foreign lawyers and firms can engage in transactional or corporate work such as joint ventures, merger and acquisition, and intellectual property matters on a reciprocal basis. That is right. So only 2 is right, but 1 is wrong.